Hey, what's up? I'm Ace, and I recently rewatched an anime called And You Thought There's Never a Girl Online. So here's a video on it, I guess. I will be spoiling the anime, so in case you want to check this one out for yourself, this is your heads up. Oh, also, I am trying to grow this channel out a bit, so consider subscribing if you end up liking what I do. I ended up rewatching this because I saw a TikTok clip about it. It's a show I kind of forgot about plot-wise, so I figured why not. The only real thing I really remember was that I thought it was ass on my initial watch, but that it had like some cool game elements or like game oriented stuff in it. I first watched this in like late 2018-ish, I think. It was around my initial anime binge, like I was watching hella shows back to back to back. So I kind of went into this with a positive mindset since I wasn't really trying to hate right off the gate because it probably wasn't that bad of a show. I was watching like hella shows during that time, so it just probably didn't really get enough time to breathe or something. I don't know. But I mean, fuck, dude. On rewatch, it kinda is that bad. Like, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. There is a charm to it, but holy shit, is it cringe as fuck. Don't get me wrong, it can be funny, but some of the miserable social interactions are like big public spectacles killed me inside. This kind of criticism will probably vary from person to person, but secondhand embarrassment actually fucks me. So the first like 2 to 3 episodes were just tragic. I actually had to pause it and walk away because I could anticipate it was about to be terrible and my brain just wasn't having it. I'll get to plot or whatever in a sec, but this was like the standout thing for me regarding the anime. I guess I'll get into it now, but basically the main issue with the show for me was Akko. She's one of the main characters in the anime, and she basically assaulted me with how socially inept she is. I'm dragging it a bit, but to be honest, it's kind of bad. The show uses Akko and her lack of social awareness as a general focal point for the plot, and a lot of the show revolves around helping her essentially get a clue and develop the ability to, I guess, exist around other human beings. It's played out as a sort of sad thing. Like, it's spun as this thing where she's only this socially inept, like to this degree, because she's escaping the troubles of being lonely and like not accepted for who she is and all that. And while I'm sure something akin to this could happen like in real life, the message or idea is solid, like I'm all for it. It's just that the implementation as to how it plays out just fucking ruined me. I just couldn't get over how inhuman she is. Like, she mellows out a bit later on, or maybe I got used to it, I don't know. But her classroom scene in episode 2 was something, bro. Like I said, the main plot in the show is that our main cast is trying to help her grow into herself a bit more. But that kind of conjures up another issue I had with the show, and that is the lack of progress Akko actually displays. It's a 12 episode anime, so like I know I shouldn't expect a masterclass in writing, especially since the show is called And You Thought There Is Never a Girl Online. But like, bro, the whole anime plays off the idea that they all get together and form a club to play games and help Akko check into reality. So maybe actually have her improve. They have some moments, I guess, like they help her come to school more often, but they kind of just conform to the idea that that's who she is. Like, I know it's an anime, it's not that deep, but the friend is delusional as fuck to the point that she actually can't differentiate a game from reality. Maybe try a little harder to help. At some point, it's not quirky and it's more of a concern, I guess. I'm probably like nitpicking hard as fuck, but I was sort of just expecting to see some sort of improvement since that's like the main goal of the whole show. When focusing on the anime as a whole though, it's not bad. Like, it's bad, but it's not like terrible, I guess. It's kind of just watchable. Overall, story-wise, it's kind of just a typical slice-of-life anime. It's honestly not the most memorable thing ever, but it's fine. The show's cringe levels kind of plateau after the initial hit in the beginning, so it ended up being pretty funny at times. I mentioned the show was bad in the beginning, and I want to try and dive more into why that is. I think the show ends up being generic as fuck and isn't really able to be a sleeper type of show because the author didn't really know what they wanted to do with it. The idea of a gaming slice of life seems cool on paper, like they even have SAO type portions weaved through it where you see the characters in game and shit, but on execution it ends up being bland as fuck at times and turns out to just be normal typical slice of life you've seen like 40 times over with games weaved in. There's also too much shit that they try and cover, so it ends up being kinda half-assed. Like Rusian learning that games can impact your real life with friendships and relationships, or with Akko learning to be a person. These character arcs kinda just come and go, and there's no real lasting impact to them. I watched this anime, right, and I don't feel like there was a concrete direction present in the manga or light novel. This is kind of a harsh-ass criticism, and it's sort of deranged to expect big things from a show like this. But like, dude, this anime is a whole lot of nothing. I haven't read the source material though, so maybe it's better there. I've only seen the anime, so it could be possible that the studio just shit the bed and shafted the show with 12 episode format. I say that because honestly, it feels like its storyboard or like something got swapped around. Like the end of the show feels like it arrived in episode 8 and we kind of just push forwards with 4 more checklist episodes. Like I promise you, if you go watch the series and get to the end of episode 8, it feels like the perfect ending to a show like this. They beat the big bad and have a cute couple moment as they remarry in game. And my whole thing is like, why? Like, why do we still have 4 more episodes? Honestly, if we took the last 4 episodes and weaved them before episode 8, I wouldn't have had as much of a problem. But the show just felt like it had concluded and that there was nothing left to do. But we still had shit to do apparently, especially since like the next 4 episodes that we get were basically filler as fuck. They're just standard episodes most slice of life anime try to have. They consist of a 3 episode school festival arc, woo! And then there's one that's just like straight up fan service. The ending to it all was also just kind of mid as hell, to be honest. We basically redo and rehash what we just did previously, except it's watered down a bit. Like especially the ending. Instead of the cute couple ending we could have had at the end of episode 8, we instead get a goofy one concluding episode 12. Where instead of a wholesome moment, we get a kiss that's interrupted and it kind of just leads into a one-liner. Like bro, the show ends with a stupid gag of the male lead Rusian saying, "Like I said, the game and reality are completely different," which ties back into what I said about character arcs not really having a lasting impact. Like why is dude still saying this at the very end of your show? Like did he just not learn anything? Like this sucks too because the last 3 episodes had hella gameplay in it, which to me is the show's strong point. But like bro, just move it before the higher stakes villain. Like the villain in the episode 8 is way better than the one we got at the end. The whole thing could have honestly been avoided if the author just planned ahead better. Going on the positives though, I did like how the show depicted the actual game they play. Like the MMO aspects to it for sure are its strong suit. It was kind of like SAO in the sense that it just makes MMOs seem way cooler gameplay wise than they actually are. I also like that the gameplay was more grounded in the sense that the main cast aren't cracked out as fuck at the game, and it shows when they're bested and essentially have to rely on wailing to win an amateur event in game. I don't really mind the cracked out people in anime if it's done well, but honestly, making them average as fuck works towards the benefit of the show. It gives it more of a feel of like a casual, fun experience, which is what a slice of life typically is. Oh, also, I thought the big bad in episode 8 being an incel was peak as fuck. She was funny as shit to me. Like, what he did was terrible, right? Like, dude jacked Rusian's items and tried to have e-sex with Akko, but just the idea of making fake accounts and doing so much extra shit to get the dude banned from the game was funny to me. Like, I don't know. It's such a goofy way to slide back, but it was dope. I was iffy on the plot direction at first, since it does seem a bit forced, but I mean, when I think about it, it kind of makes sense. It's someone who's hijacking Rusian's account, so it's not gonna be something that just has build up to it. Shit kind of happens. Lastly, I want to hit on the voice acting real quick. If you're debating between subbed or dubbed, I'd say for sure go with the dub for this one. I think the voice acting cast did a great job with this anime. The jokes and the cringe carry over super well, and a lot of the enjoyment and fun of this show is largely thanks to their work. Honestly though, it kind of just sucks that I have to be super negative about the show. It's a fun show at times, but as a whole, it's another anime I feel that could have been way better than it actually ended up being. Aside from a few bright spots, it's just kind of mid overall. Like even character wise, it's nothing special. They're all generic-ish character types and don't really do much to stand out to have me like even remember their names. Like I gave shit to Akko, but at least she's memorable off how socially incapable she is. That's all I really gotta say about this anime though. Even though I shit on it hella, I would still somewhat say to go watch it. It's not a must watch or anything, but if you're bored and have fuck else to do, why not? For sure though, check out some of the other videos on the channel. I try to cover a wide variety of anime, so you should find something you're into. Also, I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe, like, comment, and share the video and channel around. I am trying to grow, so that'd be lit. I do have another video coming out soon-ish, so look out for that. And yeah, that's about it. Later.